wrapped up all my paid projects, my client projects, earlier this afternoon, and I've got some time tonight, so I'm going to keep working on the song that I've been doing the past couple weeks. I've got the main guitar part recorded and locked in, and I've got a drum groove laid in there that I really like. And my first thought was to double track the acoustic guitar part, so play it again, record it the same way, and just pan it over to the other side. Pretty common technique in like rock music when you want big, loud guitar chorus things, or sometimes you'll hear it in softer music too, sort of like indie folk-esque music. I'm thinking Elliott Smith. He made a lot of good use of panning vocal parts and guitar parts kind of around the stereo field. Maybe I can give an example. It would be the difference between this and this. But to give it a slightly different texture, I was thinking maybe I play it on the keyboard in the same octave, same part. But I'm thinking by having it be a piano, it might be a little more interesting, at least to my ear. Plus, I'd been making an effort to practice keyboard these past couple weeks, and so I feel like if I'm not making use of it now, then when, you know? Hopefully it goes well. Even though it would probably be the most efficient to continue working on the same song, I don't really feel like it, so I'm not gonna. I don't know if you're like this in your artistic creations as well, but typically I'll have like 3 or 4 things going at the same time, and I'll just sort of hop between the different songs, just depending on how I feel that day. So today I'm gonna make a little headway on this song that I'm working on with a friend of mine. I was approaching the instrumental thinking of like a Jets to Brazil kind of thing. I don't know if you know that band. They're very cool, kind of like an angular 90s emo sort of thing. And so I was playing around with some guitar along those lines, but it just wasn't really that inspiring for me. And after cycling through some ideas, I thought maybe I'll use a little tool that I haven't used in a while. It's this guy. It's called an EBO. Looks like a little stapler except with like a blue laser. It's quite cool. It makes the string vibrate without you actually having to play it, and so it just sort of infinitely sustains. It's kind of like a, well, like a bow, right? Like for like a violin or a cello or something, except to infinity. Let me show you. You hold it against your guitar like so, and it's got a pretty cool thing to it, and I'm hoping that it'll work for this song. I'm not sure, but I don't know. You don't know unless you try. And the rest of the evening was spent mostly just plugging away at the song. The EBO part ended up working out way better than I had initially anticipated. It gave me some more ideas on just sort of general parts to write and sort of tones to try out. My partner on this project had sort of mentioned it might be kind of cool to set up with heavier guitar sounds to sort of, I don't know if complement or contrast with maybe is the right way to say it, to contrast with his sort of delicate, light vocal delivery. He thought it might be kind of cool to do like a heavier, crunchier Jets to Brazil kind of guitar sound. And after I got a pretty decent pass of, you know, just general ideas, I sent it to my buddy. We talked about it over Discord, and he was like, hey, I want to hear some harmonies on it. I think that would really tie everything together. So laid some of those down, and I figured while I was recording extra stuff anyway, I'd go ahead and bust out the 12 string. I don't know, I feel like I don't use it as much as I could. It's not always the right tool, and also it's kind of just a pain in the ass to tune because there are, you know, twice as many strings. But I think it worked out for this. And then the next day we thought it might be kind of nice to take the pup out for a little hike. We hadn't really taken her out on a real good outdoor excursion in a little bit, and we were thinking maybe she might be a little stressed out and it might be nice for her to get a little release. A lot of folks in our neighborhood really like to set off fireworks for basically any occasion. Thanksgiving fireworks, Christmas fireworks, and, you know, of course the big fireworky holidays too, July 4th. And now that we got New Year's coming up, people are just kind of setting them off early, or I don't know what the heck they're doing, but it's pretty annoying. Oh yeah, early in our hike we saw this big ass hawk just perched up on this tree. He was a chunkster. But yeah, anyhow, I think I'm just not a huge fan of fireworks in general. I don't know, I just find them to be annoying. I don't really get a lot of enjoyment out of exploding stuff. And far and away, the biggest thing is that I just feel bad for my dog and just sort of pets in general. I've never met a pet owner that's like, yes, my animal loves it when there are spontaneous loud combustions in the air. They think they're awesome. So I think my negative feelings are mostly stemming from that. But yeah, with New Year's right around the corner, we gotta get the Thunder Vest ready, and I anticipate that she will be hopping into the tub and shaking uncontrollably. for the entirety of the evening. But, we do what we can. Maybe we'll try to get her some, like, doggy supplements, like a chamomile treat or something to hopefully, ease her nerves a little bit. And we'll try some other strategies to just help her get through it, because she's already an anxious pup, but she's so good and she deserves the best. Something that I wish I saw more often in art vlogs, if nothing else then at least to just normalize the process, is the client revision process. Every once in a while it'll be a one and done. Oh, and is that a helicopter? Is that a plane? It's really going. I'm just gonna... Because every once in a while, you'll have a project where you send them a first pass and they go, it's perfect, it's great, nothing needs to change, and you're done. But more often than not, at least in my experience, the client wants to at least try out a couple different ideas, or maybe the communication wasn't exactly perfect the first time around, and so you kind of massage it into what they were imagining or hoping for. And I think that's a very normal part of working, whether I'm commissioning something to be done or being commissioned to do something. And I think it took me a long time to not take it personally and to realize, like, hey, we're on the same team. Oh, now it's the fire truck. Oh, man. Anyhow, like I was saying, it took me a long time to learn to not take it personally, and it's not even like an indictment on my abilities or whatever, and realize that we are on a team working towards the same goal, and that it's important for me to put my ego aside and not make it about me. It's not about me. It's about them and their project. But it took me a while and many, many projects to, come to that mentality. But that's what we're doing for today. I have 2 songs that I need to do, just a couple tweaks to. They seem to like how the song was coming out and just wanted to try a couple different things. And so I'm going to make that happen. Taste the gold, nature's heart is here to hold, for it's gone. Just sent off the revisions. Hopefully they're happy, but if we have to do another pass, then we'll do another pass. It's no big deal. But while I'm waiting to hear back, I figured might as well keep working on my song. I don't feel like procrastinating anymore. I feel ready to get back into it, but ran into a problem, which is that I am a little bit stuck. I'm not 100% sure in where I want to take the song. I think because it's still fairly open-ended, there's a little bit of, maybe not decision paralysis, but it could be anything. And so in such a situation, what I like to do is go for the low-hanging fruit first, do the thing that maybe is the most obvious, and hopefully that'll open up some doors. If that doesn't work, then I'll just start getting wacky and I'll just start throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks, which I've already kind of done. I think doing like a little windy synthesizer part was a little atypical for me, especially for this kind of song. So the next obvious choice for me is to put down some bass. Right there. Oh, I guess you can't really see it. Put down some bass, and we'll see where it goes from there. Hopefully it opens up some new ideas, but if not, I'll figure it out. It's fine. And figure it out I did. The rest of the evening was spent mostly working on this bass part, just because I wanted to try out a few different iterations of the verse, the bridge, and the chorus, making sure I'm doing my due diligence and all that. But also, I'm not really like a bass player per se. Like I can come up with a part, but usually I'll have to think about it, especially if I want to actually come up with something that I think is good. It might actually take me a few tries to come up with something that I like. But I think having that in there really did help me sort of conceptualize or visualize whatever the audio equivalent of that is, more guitar layers or parts to kind of go into the song. And I don't know, just the nature of the song, it felt like the kind of song to have real amps recorded versus amp software or modeling, which is something I've been really into. I think you can see it in this clip here, but I've got a Line 6 Helix, which is like an amp modeling, I guess hardware, software. It's kind of got both components to it, but yeah, I've been really into it, and it's convenient. There are a lot of different tones you can access, which, I mean, as a audio nerd is all I could ask for. But there is something, there's like a je ne sais quoi to having actual amps and hardware, at least that's how I feel. And they recorded some synth parts. You can see in my my second screen, I had to look up a YouTube tutorial to sort of figure something out on how to work it, because I'm not really a synth guy, although I'm trying to be, I'm learning. And here is my poor puppy. This is on January 1st, and as soon as the fireworks went off, it was time to hop into the tub, and she was shaking so much, and I felt so bad for her. But later in the evening, we brought her into this room, which is not necessarily soundproof, but there is a lot of sound treatment in here. So not a lot comes in and out, at least compared to the rest of the house. And then we kind of played some music over the speakers, or I think I was playing some show or something like that, just to sort of drown out some of the firework noises. And she was a little tense and apprehensive at first, but I don't know, after maybe like 5 minutes, she laid down and she was chilling. I can show you a picture. But after that, she was chilling. So I think that might be the strat going into July. Although, I mean, that's a ways away. Anyhow, the end is in sight for this song. I think I'm going to be able to wrap it up in the next vlog, which is pretty exciting for me. And I don't know, it's been nice to document and capture this whole process on video. Appreciate you sharing your time with me. And yeah, I'll catch you then. Okay, bye.